as a society, we shouldn't have in a long term, ready-to-use solutions. There's no such thing. Everything is evolving, emergent. If you have plans, they cannot be 15 years long. They are very hard to keep. But you have directions. So we give a perspective on where the future should be to be a desirable one. And then we have excellent engineering that looks at, okay, how can we make that feasible step by step? You know, forecast to that future and backcast from that future. So this is an idea that is well informed, well discussed. This is why we have this outside in and inside out information. This is why we collaborate with startups, academia and politics and everything. This is how we work. So we at least have a spectrum of all the 360 degrees you can go. Where is the strategic point of view? And we ask this question, you know, what is human and what is work in a superhuman future? It's a big question. Or how can we have a empathic symbiosis between the machine intelligence that we possess and the human ingenuity that will go together? And the 4 A's for me stick out. Automation, machine learning platforms, everything we can offer, and everybody else is going into the direction. So functions as a service. In the end, you can raise the high value work from humans instead of the low value work, the repetitive, the boring and so on. It's automation. Second is autonomy. In general digital terms, it means networks of networks, ecosystems of ecosystems coming together. Today we administrate them, we control them, we manage them. All this work is sometimes subhuman in that sense. It's not of the same high value as sit together and discuss how should we collaborate together. Complete instead of compete sometimes, as I say. To be complementary in a network of networks that we haven't discovered. And all that blockchain is a great technology coming in there. That's the second A, autonomy. The third A is augmentation. You and I are only human, and we never have been human yet. Because we've been busy, you know, hunting and gathering and filling in Excel spreadsheets. Maybe the freedom of the digital augmentation of you and me to take better decisions. Through all these machine intelligences come into our lives to, you know, have intelligence of disambiguation, discussions, decision-making can go on forever. So humans can sort of, in today's size, become superhuman, especially at work. And SAP is working towards this augmentation, optimal you in every situation that you are in. And in the end, new markets and business models. There is an abundance of knowledge, abundance of goods and possibilities to go. Where do you go? Now, if we have this first 3 A's, they free us to start to have these decent discussions, these abundant discussions of intellectual property and how to create new value and new business models around it, you know? So scenario planning intelligences, vision-making intelligences, business modeling intelligences, and all these things that should be experimented on virtually first before we deploy them. All these things we imagine could hit the market within 5 to 10 years. Well, it's a question of balance always, right? We want to empower the individuals, that's for sure. The augmentation of the individual, actually we do have a concept that we call the concept of me, the augmented me, that enabled me above her traditional, what we see, the human decision-making powers. That's great. Now, if we have many of these me's around the world, and you see the young population of Asia, compared at least to Europe, coming in with enablement, with cheap technology that it becomes affordable to them at last. They're getting internet connections. Africa is leapfrogging and so on. There will be many me's. There's pointless for you to be superhuman. You're as smart as Marie Curie or Ada Lovelace. It's pointless for you unless you flip that me upside down, it becomes a we, right? A reflection of that. That's autonomy of humans. You maybe don't need to regulate that system. We always align and we meet. But meanwhile, there will be new technologies that might be a little bit scary. Like fire, or the wheel was a technology. All of a sudden, everybody could go everywhere and put everything on fire. It didn't happen. The reason was both this human empathy. Should we do this? Human discussion, relationship building. What is the common value that we share? and legislation and economy models that we need put in place. What I see today, and this is just an observation, the me-we system is running away from the legislation and economics and also academic systems that are not there yet to be as agile as the humans are. So we need to match that very quickly. For that, we need long-term thinking, the third horizon visions and thought leadership, and first horizon acting, pointing in that direction. And we need discussions. We need to invite everybody to the table, so closed doors and all that don't work. Should we fear? Absolutely not. Let me put it in this way. The dystopia, Hollywood somehow, I'm simplifying a little bit, took a monopoly on that. They're making money off the dystopia. It's great entertainment, by the way. I love it. Yeah? The Terminator and all that. That's technology against humanity. Now, that have never happened yet, so far, in human history. Of course, it could still happen, like the atom bomb or the fire could, but it didn't, because we came together. There is a utopian way. We know what's desirable for us. Coming together across these perspectives is important, and I call it the dutopia, somewhere in between dystopia and utopia. We can leave the fear aside. There are so many people taking care of that and making money out of your fear. Don't contribute. We don't need another scaremongering. What we need is absolutely bright, positive futures. Because that's the only thing. If you're working for the negative future, you're an evil James Bond guy. We don't have many of them, right? Describe the positive future. Make us see that, so articulate it very well. Make us feel that there is. Talk about the relationship we will have in that future. Include everybody in that, and then go from this utopia to the dutopia. Design, deliver, discuss, develop that future, engineer that future forward. Because science fiction and science fact, in between there's you, science, math, and hard work, so let's do that.